Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Red and Black TV here. I'm here with Malteser and Big Kev. We don't have Boz today. Boz has his game on. Apologies for he sends his apologies again. And we don't have Stoss, as you can tell. He's not here.
He's not here having the ciggies.
I've moved to the corner now. No ciggy breaks, no nothing. He's we've got to congratulate him, boys.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Second child. His missus gave birth the other day.
To a
on
boy?
my birthday. Beautiful.
It was meant to be.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Had to
Cheers.
happen.
Congratulations,
Cheers,
Stoss.
Cheers,
boys.
Stoss, Marie.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That.
To Robinson.
Yeah. You gotta drink that. You gotta drink your taste ball. All right. Let's get into it. Last night, you just know the scoreline. Wanderers 1, Brisbane 2. You want to break down the first half or what? How do you want to break down?
We
the
can
first half? Tell
try.
me.
Let's try.
Where do you start?
Well, I want to start one thing. What did you make of the lineup?
I don't really have any objections to the lineup when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I was okay with it when I first saw the lineup. I thought it was a little bit different starting Kamal again
As a number 10.
as a number 10. But man, look, he was our best player last night. So I got no issues with the lineup when it first, other than the formation. But that's week in, week out. That's same shit.
Yeah.
But
I'm just going as general as like in the lineups, a few changes in there thrown. Is it a bit too dramatic every time we change 3 players, 4 players? You reckon it's ruined that chemistry? You reckon?
I don't know, man. Like we were criticising their last game, saying shit needs to change, and he did. So it's like
We can't win, huh?
we can't win no matter what. Like I don't know. Do we do the changes or then we don't do the changes? Saying it's a stubborn cunt. Like how can you win either way? Yeah.
I think moving forward, we looked okay in the first half. Like for majority of the first half. I know we copped a little bit from Brisbane.
Yeah.
But I think moving forward, like we were creating opportunities. We obviously weren't burying them, but moving forward, getting Brucey into space, Coxie moving into certain pockets of the field to create some space in the middle of the park. I thought Dukey, Coxie, and Kamal working well together. So I really didn't have any objections to the lineup, other than
We need more attacking sense, man.
Yeah. I just think, everyone knows I'm not a big fan of Keanu Bacchus, but there's not that many more options. It looks like Much isn't going to get a look in. And it sounds like Geordie's already packed his bags, like to go to Newcastle in the switch. Geordie O'Doherty.
Yeah. O'Doherty, yeah, that's right.
So I mean, look, Truisi and Muller both on the bench. That was a bit surprising because he normally picks one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other.
But it was fresh. It was fresh to see Bruce start.
I think Kamal's the only one out of everyone that played yesterday that did well.
It stood out.
The rest can fuck. I thought they just played shit, to be honest.
Kamal was going all right, man, because Kamal looks like he's following the program that he's giving him, but he's still doing his own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why he's standing out for pretty much for all
He's
of
the only
us.
one that's got a little bit of spark. Like what we hope Muller had, Kamal has.
He runs with the ball.
Yeah, that's it.
He's not
That's
afraid.
it. Yeah, and like fair enough. Sometimes he runs with the ball and he'll get tackled or he'll trip over the ball. He'll lose the ball, and people like kind of get on his back. But at least he's taken on the defenders. Like he's actually shown some initiative. He's been a bit positive rather than pass it back sideways, all that shit.
You have to, Malta, because if you saw like the 2 Brisbane games that we played, Joey Champions has made our defense look like fucking idiots. And all he does, he runs at us, but he runs at us, and we panic. And I think maybe Kamal must have, seen some of that and gone, I'm going to run at the defenses because these guys, if they trip him, foul. And if they get the ball, then so be it. But he's trying to create opportunities.
Like me, I'll try to be positive and shit. But after that game, I don't know where I can be positive. Bar Kamal, like that was a must-win game, and we didn't come out like a must-win. Like barring the last 2 minutes stoppage time where we were attack. And honestly, credit to Brisbane's defence. I thought they wanted more than us.
Credit to Young. Man. Goals, outstanding fucking.
But when you got,
he shows up for the big games when they.
He always plays well against us. Jerko said the same thing last night, and a few others that he always aims up against us. But you know what? We had opportunities towards the end.
The second half, we had the chances with Vini. Beanie could have got himself a hat trick.
Beanie was unlucky with one of them that they got the block on him. McGowan was unlucky that, Young pulls off that save, and he's not a striker, so you can't ask him to do a little bit better than that. He did well to shield, turn, and shoot. Which was funny enough. McGowan, that was the first thing he did well this season. But
he actually had a not bad game.
He was sticking it to the strikers. He wasn't giving them much room, which I thought was really good. Really good to see.
That's how it should always be. You shouldn't have to wait for us to get on his back.
I think when he got dropped against Adelaide, I think that might,
I hope so.
Yeah.
But even looking at the first goal that they scored, it's like
both goals, but
both goals, the basic football. But their first goal was like they just wanted it more. Like Wenzel Hall wanted more. If Aquilina, I know he tried to make himself look be big in front of the attacker, but if he just just try to block it on the ground, he would have blocked it.
Not even that, just force him out, jockey him out, man.
Well, throw yourself.
They let him have a shot, and he saw that little pocket of space, man. He took his shot, man.
It's the half a second. It's the half second, 1 second late reaction.
It was split second.
And obviously, was it Wenzel Hall that scored it?
Yeah.
And Wenzel Hall with the shot.
Yeah, the first
it was a top save by Magush.
I think Wenzel scored, didn't he?
No. It was a. Which game were you watching, bro?
I don't know.
I know Magush deflected it out.
Yeah,
it was a good save. It was a top save.
And look,
it's just that he palmed it straight into the feet of the Brisbane Royals right back. The redhead.
And the thing is, when you're running onto the ball, it's a lot easier than having to turn as a defender and try and block. But
true.
And look, it's a 50-50, right? You can be really harsh about it or not. Could Magush have palmed it out a bit further sideways? You don't know.
It was a pretty powerful shot, man. It was a good save. He palmed it out, but just unlucky it fell to his feet.
But both goals same side. The second one, the cross comes through a couple of minutes before half time, man. Not even. It was in added time, right? Yeah. And you're like, they're like 4 minutes.
You know what? I was very disappointed in that goal. All right, no problem. He broke through. It's just the cross, the laziness of. They saw
it was McGowan and Nada.
Their number 10, the Korean
McGowan, Taz, sorry.
Taz, yeah.
Whatever who was, I don't know what he is, the Korean or Japanese guy, whatever it is, but never mind. I'm just saying they saw him run past. They let him go.
Bro, you got to bust your ass. Man.
I don't know what was going through their head, thinking, he might not get the crossing. Yeah, he pinged that cross. It was tip top of a cross.
And not to blame Magush, but he hesitated for 1 second. Because he came out for that ball
and then came back.
And I think maybe his positioning after that wasn't going to let him get across to make that save or to capture the ball that was coming across. So it made it. I don't blame him. He's been actually one of our more consistent type of guys, along with Kamau. 100%. But man, and he almost got caught off his line.
Almost got caught out. Almost.
What a goal that would have been, eh?
Jeez.
What a goal. But even the second goal, like not to go, we're not going to bag the formation because we bagged enough. But 5 at the back when you got the wing backs. If the wing back pushes up, you're going to leave that pocket of space where the big wing back should be on the counter attack when they counter.
You know the problem is there with us. You're saying now they got to push up, defend back. Problem is us. They both push up and then. They're too tired to run back.
Russell got caught up.
That's the problem. There should be shifting around. When one side goes up, everyone should stay at least halfway up.
One of the centre defense, one of the 3 centre defences, there's going to be that pocket of space here once the wing back moves up. So, fill in that gap. And they didn't. None of them did. And then when they ran down the wing, when Brisbane ran down the wing, who was it? McGowan and Taz, they just couldn't catch up to the Asian bloke who scored the goal.
Yeah. He just ran straight past. That's what I'm saying.
It was a good cross. That's basic football.
They probably thought, he probably won't reach there. He's going to probably blast it across.
Mate, it was perfect.
Don't think, man. You're a defender, man. You should be thinking before he even makes a move.
You should know what he's going to do. He's either going to cut in and shoot or he's either going to cross. There's 2 defenders there. You got to be in front of the attacker. You have to. It's basic football.
Right on half time, so they're kicking the ball.
It's the worst time, bro. 1-1. When we went 1-1, I thought, we're actually going to go on with this. And then to concede that right before half time.
You know what? To be honest, to be fair, we're actually playing not bad. Not bad.
The first half was
actually, because that goal happened. We were attacking. They just got us on the counter attack.
Yeah,
but they knew they had a plan.
They
had a plan that's how they were going to expose us, and they did it. Because at first half, I was just saying, this is like some park football shit. They're just going to keep going long and keep going. And you know what? It worked. It fucking worked. They went long and they caught us out, and they had a game plan.
So if our first half was right, what about the second half?
Second half was.
Where do you begin?
Here, I'm gonna begin. I think I'm not sure who I said it to last night. I said I think these these 5 subs now they've introduced. I think it's like it's messing with some teams, including our team. I'm gonna say because it's too much to change straight away 2 players at one go and then change. What is it? 3 at one go? They change.
They've got 3 chances to make 5 subs. So it's up to him how he wants to. Yeah. How he wants to make them.
I reckon it's forced, man. Like
you don't have to use them. That's the problem.
That's what I mean. You don't use it.
I think he might
go back to the old days where it was was 3 players.
Yeah.
And the rest of those players on there, they will step up because they don't want to come up. No one wants to come up.
Yeah. Everyone knows they're going to get minutes now.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we've got 5 subs. We're just going to make them.
What about the subs? What do you reckon about the subs? Like.
You're trying to
you go first.
You're trying to line me up, Azza.
Go.
You go first. You ain't very happy. I'm gonna say 85% of the stadium wasn't happy.
I was part of the 15. But go, Kev.
Look, I didn't understand. So arguably one of our most hardest working players. I won't say in form, but one of our hardest working players is Mitchell Duke. When he got subbed, so first they said, Simon Cox. And I looked over, I'm like, he looks a little bit buggered. Take him off. And I didn't realize it was a double substitution. Now I looked up and I'm like, fuck, they've just called Duke. I literally, because of where we sit, I couldn't see the screen on the other end. So I got up and I looked at the near screen. I'm like, 55 fucking minutes. 55 minutes. You take off arguably our hardest working player, the guy that if you're going to play the ball in the air, he's going to win everything for you. His link-up play with some of these boys is unbelievable. 55 minutes, roughly, subs, you're looking at 60 onwards, 60, 65, 70. And Juki's fit. We haven't played since last Saturday. We don't have a midweek game coming up. So what? Robinson talks about combinations. If Mitchell Duke is not in your combinations and if he's not in your best 11, then who is? Right? Because we can sit there and pick this team apart, and I guarantee all 3 of us would have Duke in their 11.
Yeah. Well, we just listened to his interview not long ago, a couple of minutes ago, his post-match interview, and he apparently still doesn't know. He's still working on it.
After 18 games.
18 games, he's still working on his combination. I know this bloke, I read the other day, some bloke was saying, where did I read on Instagram or somewhere, I don't know where I read it. You go, what did he say about him? I'm sorry if I get it wrong, but somewhere on the lines of his expectations aren't high for this season. Like, even making the top 6. Like,
the problem is, Banana.
What the fuck is that, bro?
And they called him out in the same press conference saying this is arguably one of the best squads
on paper.
On paper. Do you not think that the expectations were that finals were almost like guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
And now with 8 games to go, you're going to struggle to get there.
Yeah.
And he seemed okay with it.
Yeah.
And, fuck. You know me. A week ago, I was with Azza. I was Robinson in. After last night, I'm Robinson out. That's how quick it changed for me, man, because...
I'm torn. Like, obviously, I want Robinson in still, and I'm going to assess at the end of the season. Because I know it's unlikely, but all it takes is 4 wins in a row, and all of a sudden the world's looking lovely. But
where do you see us winning?
On paper, I agree. On paper, we should be doing better.
Where do you see us winning? I can't see us winning a game.
I can't.
If we lose,
we
lose next week to Victory,
then
we're saying maybe victory. Whereas 5 weeks ago it was like 100%. It was
it's a win, yeah. And then not long after that, you got the derby. I'm telling you now, we're gonna get spanked at home.
If we go into the derby losing against Brisbane, losing against Victory, it's going to be
what the problem is? The problem is, okay, so our last 4 games. So last night, second half, we didn't play well.
Yeah.
The 1-1 draw before that was Central Coast. We played shit except for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
The one before that was another 1-1 draw. Sorry, there was Adelaide before that.
Adelaide 1-1.
Adelaide, that was shit.
Mariners was 2-2.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was one before that 1-1 as well. So we had 1-1. No, so 1-1, 2-2, and a 2-1.
Loss,
right? But in all of those games, whilst we could have won them, we actually have been playing shit. Yeah. There's no form. So how do you expect us to pick up points in the next 8 games?
I think the season's going to be like what could have been. And that's the shit thing. I don't want to say Robinson out because, like I said, I want to assess at the end of the season.
If you were to show some on paper, this team,
we should.
I'd say, well, this team's in the top 3.
Yeah, 100%.
With the attacking players we got, unbelievable. 100%. And he said in his interview, didn't he say he's still trying to work out who his number 10 is?
Yeah, dude. If you're waiting 18 weeks to work it out, your best because then he started saying you could be a really good player, but you might not suit everybody else around you. So, the players that are around you, then okay.
That's Truisi.
That's Truisi, 100%. That's Truisi.
Wait a minute. You're saying that now, but Truisi is the number 10. I'm not saying he's the best player. He's not staring.
No, but that's his natural position.
Doesn't suit the
That's
system.
his natural position. But like you said, it's not suiting the thing.
Yeah. So now he's trying to find someone that suits it.
Your number 10 is normally is your attacking player.
Yeah.
So just back to the.
So no matter who he has, it's not going to suit.
Yeah, look, just back to the substitutions, right? Because the thing that frustrated me was he took those two boys off, okay, and then he brought on Yeboah and he brought on Abini. Yeah. Now we all know Yeboah is not all that, right? Like in terms, if you were to line up all the attacking options that you've got, Yeboah's not in your top 3, right? So you bring on Yeboah, who has a terrible touch, and then you bring on Abini, but then the tactic changed. Okay, we did end up going to a 4-3-3 because he made some other substitutions towards the end.
Took Aquilina off.
But then he tried to do that method where we played against Perth Glory, where we just play around the sides and just send those balls in.
Lob it over. Listen,
or lob it over.
Play against Perth Glory every week.
But then you don't have Duke to win those balls. Abini's not going to win them. Your bowl's not going to win them. Kamau can only do so much. Bro, you're making the wrong decisions. That's what frustrated me yesterday. I walked out of the stadium after Truisi did the whole, hang on, let me bury this and send it into
fucking row Z.
Into row triple Z. And I walked out. I'm like, you can't do this, man. I didn't want to even do the post-match with you yesterday.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
How's possible?
Now you can hit the ball that high from so close.
Bro.
I
think he panicked. He panicked.
You got it? You pop it off?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'll pop it off. Give me here.
We'll get to it.
But
give me this. I'll show you.
To play not devil's advocate about the subs. Yeah. Look, we went into half time. Yeah, fair enough. Our first half wasn't that bad. I agree. Our first half wasn't that bad. It wasn't great.
I agree.
But it wasn't that bad. You go to half 2-1. What I hope or what I'm assuming is that Robertson goes, all right, boys, we're down 2-1. Something needs to change. You got 10 minutes, otherwise you're off. I hope that he did that to kind of inspire him to say, you know what, let's do something in 10 minutes. That second half for 10 minutes, we showed nothing. So that's why I'm trying to justify his subs here by saying, you know what, we've done nothing for 10 minutes. You off, you on, try to do something.
Okay, but for me, I you know what, I agree because we had a similar conversation in one of the other games. We were like, hey, I think it was the Adelaide game because we were down. Yeah. But for me, I take off a defensive midfielder and put on an attacking midfielder, right? And let Dorrans hold that spot because we were camping in their half.
Or something.
Bacchus or Dorrans, whatever, off, and then put on Truisi or a Muller, and then push that ball forward as much as you can. The problem was he took like for like and
played Duke style.
And played Duke style when he's on the bench. That's the problem. Yeah. But I agree with you, as a coach.
I don't know how we don't play like a... If it was up to me, I'll be playing like a... one striker at top, and I'll pack out the midfield man. Because you win games in the midfield man. Because you know what we're doing at the moment? We're playing back, front.
Yeah.
Completely missing in the middle of the park.
What we've tried to do this game, I think, was try to win those second phases where you do long ball, the defenders play it, they head it, and hope that you pick up the scraps and then go from there.
That worked once. That worked once, and that was against Perth. That was the only time it worked. Yeah. That was the only one who fell for it. And they're not going to fall for it again. All right? April Fool's only once a year.
I don't know, man. Like you said, I came from this game depressed. Like I said last podcast, it was a must-win, and we just didn't show up. And Brisbane, they literally wanted it more than us. And that's not many times we say it because, our whole history is built on players playing for the shirt, playing for Western Sydney. We all have football in our blood. We're all born with football. We're not dumb cunts who in our NRL region. We know football. We're educated football people. And for these players not to represent the area, the jersey with any heart, to be out-hardened, if that's a word, by Brisbane. That's fucked, bro. You're representing Western Sydney here. It's football's heartland. And a must-win game, these players come out and perform like that. It's not fucking good enough. And that's why I'm kind of torn. Obviously, I'm not Robertson out, but something's got to give. Something has to give.
He's got to change something. Why does he have to wait till the 80-something minute to change the formation completely around, throw it on its head, and to confuse everyone?
Bro, if he doesn't, if there's ever, I know I'm wishful thinking here, if there's ever a time to change the formation, it's got to be next game because 3-5-2 ain't working. And I know we sound like a broken record. It hasn't worked.
And even when we went, we changed formation
from the beginning.
We did change formation towards the back end of the game.
We did,
But even when we did, The transition from side to side was so slow. It was so predictable. And I'll tell you what, the most frustrating thing, Brisbane weren't even that good last night.
They weren't, eh?
They were the best of two poor teams. Nah. They were the best of two poor teams. They scored 2 goals and we scored 1, right? Yeah. And that just shows you how many problems we've got.
I don't know, man.
Troisi, towards the dying end of that game, the stadium started pumping because we started...
Yeah, we started pushing. They started pushing.
We get a corner... He couldn't deliver it past the first guy.
Twice, man.
What kind of tactic is that?
In the 85th minute, between 85th and 90th minute, he couldn't
put it in the mixer, boys.
You're not playing FIFA 17 where it works.
When we get a foul, like 3/4 up the field, we're going back to defensive building again when we're chasing the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes just stop, literally just stop for 5 seconds, push your defenders up into the box and just launch it into the mixer. And you might get a scrap that you might end up scoring.
You do that 4 or 5 times, something's going to drop for you.
That's it, eh?
Right? Because, and the other thing is, we were giving away some cheap fouls yesterday. Yeah. And we know we're not the best at set piece defending.
Yeah.
Right? Yet, we'll give away a foul, halfway in our own half. And you're like, okay, well, they're slowing the game down. They're sending people up. They're going to wait. Somebody's going to drop because their calf's hurting. And it was just a waste of time. And it showed no urgency. And the problem was, to your point, they're not showing enough passion for the shirt.
And a fight.
Look, that's
we say it all the time. We say it all the time. Yeah, anytime we all know when these players had fight, even when we weren't the best, we're going to sound still like breaking a record, hanging on to fucking the past.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. When these guys played on the popper,
yeah,
they gave everything.
We had that season when we came second last, but they still gave it.
Still gave everything, brother.
It's like I said, must-win game. You're 2-1 down. Shit in the second half's not working. It's park football. Like I used to do it with when I played fucking all age, whatever, 2-3s, whatever. If shit's not working, fly in a tackle, get a yellow, like make that sacrifice, get a yellow, cause a little bit of scuffle, and just G your own players up.
My son's under 16 know how to. I literally saw today. They know how to, when they're stuck in a corner, not just fucking take a shot, turn around, look for options, change it, go the other way. Why are we so stupid at not?
Our options are back, slowly go across, let the defense shift over.
Yeah, I always say this about the A-League. It's very, very slow with the ball. It's not zigzag, go around.
Not Melbourne City, dude.
It's not quick. Just quick, and you're on the other side. Bang, you're on the other side. Yeah, it's touch, have a look around.
Play the ball behind the player.
They touch it again, and then pass.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Juki plays for the shirt.
Yeah.
Magush's been playing for the shirt. I think Ziggy, while he's dropped a little bit in form, he plays for the shirt.
Yeah, it wasn't his greatest game.
But like he fights for everything. You know what I mean?
Used to.
Bacchus, used to. Yeah. Anyway, but it just like yesterday. That's what disappointed me, man. I actually went online and a couple of the comments I laid out were gutless. You know?
Yeah,
gutless. It was just gutless. Like
there's been a few gutless performances this year, man. I'll tell you that.
It was not acceptable as a Western Sydney Wanderers fan, a person that's been in active support for a long time.
Any supporter wasn't acceptable for.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for somebody that's whether today's your day one or you've been day one since day one. Regardless, man, you can't turn around and say that game was a representation of Western Sydney football.
Yeah, no way.
And that's the problem, and that's where the rumors are going to start growing about what Stoss brought up in the last podcast around maybe players unhappy because dude, the moment he took off Duke and Cox at the same time, I bet you that's got something to do with Georgievski. That like my bias and everything.
I was looking at the body language when they came off just to see if they were going to spit the dummy. I couldn't see it, so credit to both of them because I would have been disappointed. But
dude, Duke does not come off till the 70th. That's in my opinion anyway. You want to change things up, drop a defensive midfielder, put an attacking midfielder, and go for gold.
It was just a shit
I think is it this week? This week, isn't it? The transfer window's open this week.
Yeah.
Apparently open this week. Can we go out and get anyone? Can we?
Are you going to say the rumor?
We're going to go for the rumor. I'm just going to say it's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
We don't know.
I was surprised when I heard this.
It's a rumor going around town, but he's a good player. We usually don't. I
don't know how to feel about this. Go say the name.
Rumor has it that old mate is in quarantine.
Say the name.
Old mate's name is Lafondra, ex-Sydney FC striker. Now, I don't know how much truth there is behind that, but that rumour's just popped up. And funny enough, this week he's transfer A-League transfer window is opening. I don't know how far it's opening to, but
I don't know.
yeah.
So
how do you feel about us taking a Sydney FC striker?
That's what I'm against it. I'm completely against it. Even when we got.
Would he ever play for the shirt?
Nah. And look, he might, but
you never know.
I don't know.
Listen, you don't know.
I don't. But
you'd have to stick it to him, but
in saying that, one of our heroes is Santa Lab, and he played for Sydney FC.
Oh, I get it, but he played for Sydney FC before there was a Western.
Yeah,
Sydney
that's true.
Wanderers.
That's true. Look,
Right, there was none of that.
What I think with Lafondra is.
Well, listen, if he's not going back to them, he's going back to us. Good on him.
What I think is, and this is going to sound stupid, is I think maybe that if it is true and there was a little bit of interest, maybe it's for the finals when the Socceroos kick off and we start to lose a couple of players like Duke. Maybe he was going to replace Duke.
You reckon we'll lose Duke? Do you reckon?
To Australia?
Australia?
Yeah,
Is he in form?
I think he'll be in the squad, even as a squaddie. I think he will. I don't know. Other people said, we're not going to lose any players, but I don't know. With Lafondra, I don't know, man. Like, you are guaranteed goals, but he's Sydney FC.
I can't see it happening.
Listen, if it is come true and he does appear in the red and black, he bags one away against them. Well,
yeah, fair enough. If he plays for us, I'll support him. Yeah.
To add to Az's point from I think last week or the week before, he's got to come if he does sign, comes out and bags him out. He's got to bag him out like Bomyohan did to us when he switched. Yeah. He's got to come out, show that a little bit.
Win the supporters.
Win the supporters so we can get behind him. Yeah, otherwise, every time we think about him, we're going to think this guy's
in that
still
blue shirt.
In that blue
it's
shirt.
like I think about when I beanie when I see him. When I don't give him 100%, I'm like, well, go back where
you came from. Yeah,
go back.
There was a point that we missed out on last week about Troisi. Do you want to touch on that about his post match last week?
His post match
about the Adelaide thing.
Against the Adelaide thing, yeah.
Well, you thought he had a decent game, yeah.
No, he said good luck.
Because obviously he's an Adelaide boy. And after the game, he was quite pleased at the fact that Adelaide fans came out, and at the same time, he praised them for playing some really good football and being.
They booed him for 90 minutes.
He praised them. He praised them for even booing, cheering, whatever. But that's part of the game.
I just think you're in a red and black shirt, man. Because we've touched on it with other players, and we're like, whilst you're representing the red and black, man, don't go and cheer on anybody else. Don't go on
against the world.
100%. We're that team that everybody loves to hate.
We used to be.
Well, we used to be. Yeah. Now
it's that back.
Now we just
everybody loves us because we give away 3 points every week.
Honestly,
Who are we playing this week? Wanderers. Wow, fucking 3 points.
Merry Christmas.
Everyone's spirit goes up.
That's a good leeway to victory game.
Oh yeah, victory. Oh, victory play those youngsters, mate. Let's get into the victory game now. What do you reckon about victory? Victory. I think victory with these young fellas, with the young boys. Like they did last week, they've turned the corner a little bit.
Newcastle.
All right, everyone's beating Newcastle at the moment, but I don't think we.
Maybe when this comes out, they would have versed. Then they have Melbourne City or someone this week.
I'm not too sure.
I don't know. They got someone this week.
I know.
Look,
Western United.
If they come off 2 wins, fuck. Well,
2 wins in a row.
We've got them at the wrong time.
Yeah,
and we don't have the best track record in Melbourne. I'll tell you now.
Yeah. I think 3 weeks ago, we would have been saying we're slapping Melbourne victory.
Yeah.
Now, you just don't know. You don't know who's going to rock up. And Melbourne victory is picking up a little bit of form.
Momentum, yeah. Youngsters came in last week against Newcastle and
they did the win.
Showed a bit of what victory is.
It's a tough one, man.
And that shows you where we are in the season when we can't even decide if we're going to beat the team coming last.
When you're worried about the team coming last, when you're almost there. Oh my God.
And we're supposed to be fighting for top 6.
And look, if Bozza was here, he'd tell you, realistically, we're sitting 10th.
Yeah.
We are.
The amount of games that we've got in hand, that teams have in hand against us, realistically, we're a 9th or a 10th.
When you start saying mathematically we can make it, your season's fucked.
Yeah. When that word comes out,
and you know what? We don't have easy games coming up.
No. Well, you touched on. We've got Derby in like 2 weeks.
Derby after that.
See, that's what I mean. That's why I don't want to say what Robert's saying. Because if we do beat Victory, if we do beat Sydney, everything starts to look a little bit better. But if we lose against Victory and we lose against Sydney,
would you be Robinson out then?
Where?
Not until the end of the season. Not until the end of the season.
Which one's that?
If we lose against
Victory and Sydney. You were already Robinson.
Already, I was as soon as you signed the dotted line.
After last night, I'm
I don't know.
I'm out.
I still don't buy it. I don't know how everyone fell for it. They pulled the cup. I still can't.
I'm not
bringing it up again like a breaking record, but fuck me dead. Everyone got fucking hyped up because he won a couple games with Newcastle, and they thought, this guy's the next Alex Ferguson here.
Look, I lasted 17 games with Robinson in, right? But last night, it's just so silly. So silly.
It is.
I know people say you can't get an instant, you're not going to get, the team's not going to change around, you're going to get an instant championship team. I understand that.
Central Coast did. They have.
All right.
That's arguing.
It's a little bit different. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just saying.
You're right.
I'm just
it's
saying.
Rare. It's very rare.
Look, if it happens, it happens. But it's not happening.
Robinson came
I'm saying there's nothing. I'm not seeing no changes. This team and the performance. There's nothing different from the other Wanderers teams that I've seen.
If Robinson came in and picked up a squad that needed work, I would say okay. But on paper, he's got a decent squad.
A decent squad.
So you can't say, he needs to bring in his players because he's brought in a few.
Look, I'm not Robinson out, but this is where I'm at.
You're Robinson, get the fuck out.
This is where I'm at. If the club comes out with an announcement tomorrow saying Robinson's gone and we get Muscat, there'll be no complaints from me. If we get rid of Robinson, we need either Popovic or Muscat, I think, in my opinion.
Bring Popper back.
Right? One of those two. I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to mention Arnold's name. But one of those two, I would accept it. So there's a turn. But let's go predictions for victory game because this is always
Let's go.
Okay, Kevin.
Again, I'm going to try to be optimistic because I try to be every week. I'm going to say 2-1 Wanderers.
I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm going to go Mel victory 3-1.
Fuck, look at that. Win, draw, loss.
We're not winning. All right.
One of us can be right.
Yeah. One thing I do want to bring up just before we end it. In the Q&A, one of the guys were asked a question about the cops and security and shit, and it's very rare for me to praise the cops and security. This game, the cops were absolute shit. Absolute shit. Yeah, they were threatening. I think everyone should know they were threatening to kick people out for putting their feet on top of the fence.
That's a fucking crime, brother. What's wrong with you?
People got official warnings saying then the last chance for putting the leg on the fence, even though they were 2 rows back and hadn't put the fence on.
Well, they must have had a long leg, brother.
They must have.
Third leg.
It was me. I'm quite short. So, and apparently the reason was they're getting ready for the derby. Now, if you guys watch our videos, just on the derby, follow the capo. If the capo says shirts off, everyone shirt off. If the capo says stand on the seats, everyone stand on the seats. Because what they do is they pick one by one by one. But if everyone does it, they can't do anything. And it's for little shit. Like, we're not saying if someone runs on the field, they kick them off, everyone runs on the field. We're not saying that. But for this little minuscule bullshit, we got to be as a collective again. So obviously, the cops are trying to. The derby, they're going to be fucked if they're already fucked leading up to it. All right. So my thing is just listen to the capo. What the capo says goes, and just remember, we are the RBB. We are a collective.
Listen
we're one.
to our call.
Exactly. We used to sing it. We sing it with heart, like mean it. Yeah.
We sing it like zombies.
I just wanted to bring that up because it's already started, and like we got victory, and then we got Sydney, so it's going to be fucked for the derby. So just heads up.
And I'll tell you another thing: the cops are fucking panicking for the derby.
They're panicking for the derby. I don't know why. It'd be lucky to get a crowd of
20,000.
Nothing's lucky to get a full house.
Nothing's happened for how long, and they're still
panicking.
And they think that just that one day everyone's going to go crazy.
Are we even going to have a march? That's a question.
Well, look at Church Street, but there's a fucking tram down the thing.
Oh yeah, you're not going to.
I'll tell them to open up. We'll all get inducted first.
Even if there is no official march, I think. And this is not RBB official. This is just me, my personal opinion. If there's no official march, I think supporters should meet in Prince Alfred Park where we used to do the Who Do You Sing For, and just bring that back. That's not an official RBB statement. That's my statement.
You just want to chant?
So, yeah.
Majority rules. Leave it in the comment section.
Get down to the Prince Alfred Park. I think that'll be a good.
And we'll send the message over.
And it'll be a short march, and it's something that can be manageable as well.
Yeah,
and it'll just be a good show of commitment from everybody.
That's it.
That wants to make a bit of noise on Derby Day, but properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
if there's an official RBB statement, obviously follow that. If there is none, Prince Alfred Park. Yeah.
There you have it. Another wonderful show. Well done, boys. Everyone enjoy your weekend.
Like, subscribe.
Everyone have a good weekend.
Free the red and black.
And we'll see you soon. We're out.
Ciao.